G'day, welcome to Fast North Queensland. It's Trevor Hedge from mcnews.com.au. Been up here for a few days with Suzuki, trialling the new for 2017 DL650 and DL1000 V-Stroms. Two very big selling models and important models for the Hamamatsu-based manufacturer. Budget's a word that manufacturers generally don't like being applied to their product, but if there's two words to really describe Suzuki's lineup in this segment, it is budget and bulletproof. They have the whole range covered with DR400s like Roy from Cape York Tours up here runs a fleet of. And then of course Suzuki's also got the DL650, which is almost the default adventure tourer option for the guys that want to do really serious off-road on a budget. And then you've got the DL650, which is the next step up, 11 grand, bargain. And then 5 grand more for the DL1000, so a significant step up again to the DL1000 from the DL650. They had a major engine update in 2011, which was a massive improvement for the model. For me, on the second-hand market, if I was looking at a 650 Strom, there's no doubt whatsoever I'd look for a 2011 and later model, because that engine update was really massive and really added a lot to the enjoyment of the bike for me. There's been a lot of engine updates again for this model for 2017, which goes on sale I think in July. Suzuki have just air freighted these few bikes out here for us to ride this week, and it's been quite a test, I must say, with running the stock tyres, stock bikes. They're not sparkled up, they're not bash plated, they don't have all the extra protection. They're pretty much as they come out of the box for 10,990 at your local Suzuki dealer. And we did stuff on them on today on those tyres that was pretty epic, I must say. Roy from Cape York Tours has been running tours up here for 26 years. Some of the places he took us today, he's never seen people go on big bikes with road tyres. I must admit, while it is good to have survived on those tyres, I'm saying a lot of it wasn't really that enjoyable, I must admit. It was more an exercise in survival rather than enjoyment. And of course, you know, a set of TKC 80s or Karoo 3s or something like that would have allowed you to ride with a little bit of aggression, but a lot of the stuff today was on those tyres was just purely, as you have to do, ride to the conditions and ride to the equipment you've got, and the whole crew's done a pretty good job. I think it's been amazing that everybody's made it without any major stacks. Some guys had a couple of little topple-overs, no damage to the bikes. Oh, we did damage a radiator early on in the piece, but unbelievably it sort of magically fixed itself and stopped spraying water everywhere and never even got hot. So there you go, there's that bulletproof thing again. And that is no doubt a massive Suzuki trade in this whole segment, from, like I say, from the 400 to the DR650 and also the DL650 and the DL1000. The bikes have an absolutely amazing record for reliability. The bike is, specifications-wise, it is built to a price point. There's no doubt about it. You know, you're not tuned for off-road. The ABS is not switchable, and it's not really tuned for off-road. You know, there's no heated grips. You know, there are a few other little sparkles that you get with the higher-end bikes, but of course you pay a lot more money for them. But for 10,990, what the DL650 can do is pretty incredible. On a tight, twisty mountain road, a DL650 is an absolute weapon. The harder you push, the better they get. The harder you brake into the tighter turns, the front loads up, the geometry changes, and the bike turns the corner better. It's like the harder you push, the better they respond. And we haven't been able to do that in the last couple of years, but I know from my previous experiences with the models, and the frames haven't changed. A lot of things have changed, but the frames haven't. The swing arm hasn't. So they still have that fantastic on-road handling tray, and it really is quite amazing just how hard you can push the 650 on the road. The 650 for me is perhaps the sweet spot, a little bit over the 1,000, even though you can tell it is 5 grand cheaper and you can feel it. The ABS system on the DL1000 is far more sophisticated. It cycles a lot quicker. It's still not fantastic off-road, but it cycles a lot quicker. Has an IMU, it's like cornering level ABS, so it's a much smarter system, and you know, that is definitely a great benefit. It's a pity that the 650 didn't pick that benefit up for this year as well. I don't think it's a massive leap forward from the previous one, from the pre-2011 bikes. Yes, it is for sure, but you know, from a 2011 bike on forward, is the update to the 650 a worthwhile upgrade? I don't know, probably not. But from somebody that comes from a pre-2011 DL650. Absolutely, you know, there would definitely be the time to upgrade, and for 10,990, I mean, why wouldn't you? It's absolute bargain territory in this segment of the market, which is increasingly going higher and higher end and higher specification, while Suzuki seem to have made a conscious decision to keep things quite simple. With KISS principle, keep it simple, stupid, and that helps them keep that price point down there. Stepping up to the DL1000, of course you do get a lot more power, but the engine is pegged back a lot. There's no doubt about it from what we've seen in, you know, almost 20 years ago in the TLR, which was a rip-snorting, angry, very fast engine. And Suzuki obviously made a conscious decision to keep this engine to, you know, a little bit over 100 horsepower to suit this segment of the market. And it's a little bit of a disappointment for me, I must say, in this day and age where we can have switchable maps and you can have the same engine that makes 100 horsepower, 160 horsepower. It would be nice to have gone fly-by-wire with the 1000 and have a couple of maps, have a really sporty road map. to really let that donk rip like we know it has done before many years ago in TL1000 R-Spec. So we only have one engine state of tune, and it's beautifully smooth, it's crisp, it's torquey, and it fulfills its role perfectly. But for me, I know that engine's capable of being a lot more exciting, and personally, I would like it to be a little bit more exciting. You do get much better forks. You can feel that straight away on the road. They're just that little bit plushy. You can feel them iron out all the little irregularities on the road that little bit better. The brakes also feel stronger on the 1000 as well. The 1000 gets adjustable levers both sides. The 650 only has an adjustable brake lever. So there's just lots of little niceties that come with that that extra $5 grand. You know, you've got a fairly ripper 1000cc V-twin that can do pretty much everything for under 16 grand. Is you know, that's still a pretty great price point for Suzuki to be at. For me, the price point still comes back to that $10,990 for the DL650. Of course, you can pay a little bit extra and get the XT version, which has hand guards and the spoked rims. For me, the spoked rims add weight. Yeah, to me, I think there's probably 2 kilos saved in the rims going from spoked back to the alloy. And the alloy rims are quality. They're not parts bin stuff. They're made by Enki, which is a high-end specialist alloy wheel maker in Japan. For me, at that $10,990 price point for the DL650, it does offer pretty incredible value for money. And I think that's probably where I would still go. I'd probably get a DL650, get an aftermarket bash plate, maybe some rentals or something like that on it, and have fun, I think, and go from there. Thanks to McLeod Accessories as well for fitting me out with this Shoei Hornet Adventure and the City Crossfire 3s and all the dry rider gear. It's all done the job admirably well. The standout for me is definitely the latest version, this Shoei Hornet Adventure. Followers of me would know I rave about the X-Spirit 3, the road race version of the helmet, and that helmet is just fantastic. I don't really like wearing anything else on the road but my X-Spirit 3. It hasn't got too hot. I didn't really bother bringing goggles, just flip the visor up. Hasn't been too many bugs up here, so it's been okay. And it's been great. The city's been protected my toes, and the dry rider jacket's got lots of removable airflow, which has helped up here in the tropics. Anyway, enough from me, I've talked too much. Let's have another beer.